Welcome to the Payoff Pitch Prospect Report. I'm Paul Valley, and today we're going to talk about Brennan Hanafy to start. Brennan Hanafy, he just won the Carolina League Pitcher of the Week award. He went 2-0 in 2 games, started with 16 innings pitched, allowing just 2 runs, no walks, and 10 strikeouts. Hanafy is a 21-year-old former 4th-round pick out of Turner Ashby High School in Bridgewater, Virginia, taken in 2016. In 12 starts in 2017 with Aberdeen, he had a 2.75 ERA. He moved up to Delmarva in 2018 and had a 2.86 ERA in 23 starts. This year for Frederick, 6-9 with a 4.40 ERA. So not as much success as he had at the lower levels, but starting to really find the groove and pitch better for Frederick moving forward. This is a guy who last year had a lot of success using his sinker. They said that he threw it 80% of the time. But that wasn't sustainable for success at the higher levels and in efforts to get him to the major league level. So he's been working more on throwing changeups, a slider, his fastball. Now, when he was drafted, he was 6'5", 180 pounds. He now stands at 6'5", 215. So he's gained 35 pounds of quality muscle because he's not a larger man as far as his frame is concerned. So he's put on about 35 pounds of muscle. Fastball has ticked up. It was in the 89 to 92 mile an hour range, and now we find it to be in the 92 to 94 mile an hour range. Slider is probably his out pitch right now, so pitching a lot better for Frederick over the last week, and he has been honored with the Carolina League Pitcher of the Week award. Now we're going to head up to Bowie, and we're going to talk about Michael Baumann, who threw a no-hitter for Bowie last night. He went 9 innings, obviously, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, and he threw just 95 pitches in doing that. Ever since he got promoted from Frederick to Bowie, he's gone 2-1 with a .33 ERA in 5 appearances covering 3 starts. He's allowed just 1 earned run in 27 innings pitched for Bowie, capped by that no-hitter last night against Harrisburg. He's got a really nice 4-pitch mix. Fastball that started in the 92 to 93 mile an hour range in the first inning of last night's start, but touched 97 in the 9th inning. So he's got a really strong arm that's durable. He's also got a nasty slider. This probably his out pitch. Got several strikeouts on that slider last night. He's got a curveball that's fringe-worthy. It's a mediocre pitch, but he's really working on that. And that's the cool thing about his start last night is that he was working on his curveball and changeup command and trying to develop those pitches even more. And while he was working on developing those pitches, he was still able to throw a no-hitter. Right now, he's got really good command of that changeup, that fastball, and that slider. So that gives him a lot better projectability. You should see him skyrocket up the Orioles' top 30 prospects list after this performance that he's had over the last 5 games with Frederick. And a guy with 3 pitches he can command and possibly a 4th if he can get that curveball under control, that's a guy who projects to be in a major league rotation for a lot of years. So Michael Baumann, you don't want to project that far into the future right now, but for now, pitching really well for Frederick and capped it with a no-hitter last night. And then the last guy we're going to talk about on the Payoff Pitch Prospect Report today is the first guy to talk about who was drafted this year, and that's Kyle Stowers, who was the Orioles' second-round pick, 3rd pick of their draft. He was a center fielder and corner outfielder for Stanford. Had a really nice season in the Cape Cod Summer League last year, which is the elite of the elite when it comes to the wooden bat summer leagues. He hit .326 in the Cape Cod League with a .361 on base percentage, which caught a lot of people's attention because it's the first extensive use of a wood bat for a lot of these players, and he hit really well. Then he went back to Stanford. That team got to the College World Series playoffs. He hit .303 with a .369 on base percentage for Stanford last year. And this is a guy who has drawn comparisons to Eric Burns for his style of play. And if you know who Eric Burns is, guy plays with his hair on fire. It's Kyle Stowers, a lot of energy, doing the same thing. In 16 games for Aberdeen right now, he's in .296 with a .367 on base percentage. No home runs, but this is a guy who's probably going to turn into a 20 homer, 20 steal guy at the major league level. So that the power is coming. Tall guy with a solid frame. A very similar look to Cody Bellinger as far as his build. So if he can, play with the energy of an Eric Burns and turn into a Cody Bellinger at the same time, that's a guy who could be an all-star for the Orioles for years to come. Really exciting to see him play really well in Aberdeen right now. As far as anybody else, again, we'll save that for next week's show. Thanks for tuning into the Payoff Pitch Prospect Report. That's all I have for you today. I'm Paul Valley. Thanks for tuning in.